Welcome to Fishing for Bees. This is my YouTube channel on swarm catching and beekeeping, April 24th. It's the third video we shot today. We got a product review to help you hang your swarm traps. We're shooting a video on how I move 10 frame colonies, and we're currently shooting the lineup for our swarm traps for the 2025 season, where they're located, what we look for. If you're new to the channel, we've never purchased bees. We've never split a colony. I have nothing against splitting colonies. That question came up the other day. Absolutely nothing against splitting colonies. If I found genetics I wanted to continue on, I certainly would split. But swarm catches just keep replenishing the losses that we've had. Last year was more than we've had in the past, but we're still doing pretty good. And we've never purchased a queen. So we've allowed our colonies to supersede the queens. We have a colony now that's going into its 5th season. That's Swarm Trap 1. It was caught where Swarm Trap 1 is. Swarm Trap 1 has always been in that location. And it's going into its 5th season. I've never requeened it. It's superseded twice, I believe. May have swarmed once. I don't think so, but it may have. It's always been a rip-roaring colony. So if any of that interests you, please like and subscribe. Today, this video is going to be shot in segments. We're moving bees. We move bees at night so that we don't leave orphans behind. I don't want to leave a bunch of bees in this area because all the colonies are leaving, and I don't want to leave orphans behind because they'll have nowhere to drift to unless there's a feral colony somewhere off in the distance. Some of the reasons why I'm getting them out of here is this is more of a residential area. People this weekend are probably going to be spot treating, or maybe even today on this beautiful day, getting home from work, spot treating their dandelions in their yard with Roundup and whatever else they could spray that could potentially cause harm to our bees. I need to get them out of here. These are now our honey production bees. These are 2024 swarm catches and 2025 honey producers. So they need to go up to our other yard, which is not residential, which is not industrial, agricultural, or any of those things. And that is where I want my honey to come from. I don't want my honey to come from down here. And I want my bees to be healthy. So we're going to move them out of here to get them away from any potential exposures that might cause them harm. We're also going to move them out of here before they weigh 60 pounds. A 10 frame deep full of honey can easily weigh 50 to 60 pounds. It's a trek to get them out of this area. There's no dolly, there's no four-wheeler. I have to carry them out. So I want to get them out of here before they are too heavy. This is our swarm trap. This will be left behind. As I've encouraged many people, set a swarm trap, set a hive body trap exactly where you intend to keep bees. So many people have caught them exactly where they intend to keep bees, and then you never even have to move it. You go right into keeping bees. Or if you got them in a 10 frame and that's what you choose to do, then they're already in a 10 frame. I like to build them up in 5 frames. So for instance, if this one caught in a 5 frame, I would take this top box off with all the bees in it. I'd put a bottom board and drop this right on it and let them build up in a 5 frame, not a 5 over 5. There's no frames in this bottom, just frames in the top. So again, if any of that interests you, we got plenty of videos on how we do that. So I'm going to show you how we move bees by not cooking them. Sure, you could take an entrance reducer and put it in there and close that whole entrance. They're not getting any air other than wonky boxes or where your boxes are not met and air can get through. That's not enough air to keep a colony alive on a long move. And they'll be closed with the screen on for over an hour. That's a long move. It's going to be 70 degrees. So some of the things I do is, first of all, this is super tight. I don't use cam straps for this process. I always use ratchet straps, and these are pulled very, very tight. I put a board down because if I'm reefing on this and I crack the top cover, well, then it's stuck that way unless I can bind it together or whatever, but you'll get puddling of water, and now you have a crack in a cover that is a year-round cover. So I always put some type of a support down to make sure I'm not cracking them. And these are all ready to go. I like to do this earlier too, instead of at the time of moving, because this process right here irritates them. This was the smallest colony, but yet got the most irritated by me fiddling around. So I like to do this early, and then I do the screens at the move. So we got some bees coming out. I'm not going to obviously do it completely because we need the foragers still to come home. I don't want to leave orphans. This entrance reducer is going to come out. Then you take these 2 screens and you marry them together so that it covers the whole entrance, and then you push it in, and as it goes in, it starts to bite, and this will actually lift up a little bit, and it'll stay in there because of the abrasiveness of the screen and the propolis and the, you know, the jagged wood and everything like that. They bite right in there, and you don't have to use tape. I love it. Taping it down with bees flying or bees being irritated, and you start taping bees, it's just no fun. A viewer who we gave a 10 frame colony to last year we were fortunate enough to actually give away bees. If that interests you, please like and subscribe. We're catching swarms for free, and we're giving free bees away occasionally. Two colonies last year, 10 frame colonies, big colonies. So I learned this from one of the guys that picked up the colony, and then I passed it on to the other guy, and I have the screen in stock, and you just mash it in there. That entrance reducer again is going to be removed. Complete airflow. Also, if they do get angry and they start trying to come out, they're not going to get bound up in this, and they're not going to weave themselves in any type of mesh and kill themselves. We're not into killing bees. We're into keeping bees alive. So I love it. This has made life so much easier when moving 10 frame colonies. The biggest problem with moving 10 frame colonies is the weight of them. So this is going to be shot in segments. The next segment you'll probably see is the screens installed before I carry them away, and then I'll show you them in the vehicle. We'll go up to the bee yard and how we take care of it at the bee yard as well. So Elena's not going to come along for the ride tonight. We appreciate her being here now, and I'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, so here we are. We did some hive stand repairs. I'll show them to you later. We're just building in an incline into all our hive stands so that I don't have to incline in the winter. I'm seeing no reason why it's not like that year round, and create some stability. 6, I had to smoke them in. They were really angry when we got here and not too happy when we left. Its entrance reducer isn't blocking that whole entrance as far as ventilation, but they do not want me messing with it. 8, about the same population of bees, nothing. 9, that's got a weaker population of bees, but still traveled well. 6, boy, I have to look at my notes because 6 is acting a lot like colony 1, which is alive. 4 is just some deeps that we're taking care of. So colony 1, those are angry girls. They've going in their 5th season. I've never requeened them. They superseded twice, I believe, and they may have swarmed, but I'm not positive on that. But anyways, they're angry and they produce a ton of honey. And 6 acts a lot like them. They do not like to be moved. They do not like to be jostled. There was 20 on the outside. When I dropped that rock on the board, the entrance board there, boy, they just poured out like mad. So we're at a little bit of a distance here. So anyways, that's how I move them. I pulled the screen out, obviously, put some entrance reducers on. We do have some colonies here, so I don't want them to be picked on or robbed out. I think we're fine, though. I think there's enough in the environment that everybody should be leaving everybody alone. But I did put them by themselves over here. This one on the end, again, is some deeps that just need to be given to these colonies. That'll be our next step. So we're going to put some deeps above them, and we are going to rotate, most likely, 1 and 3. We got to get inside there, get those quilt boxes off. But I'm glad this is done. As I mentioned earlier in the video, I need to get them out of the area where they can be poisoned. It's just a very, very sad part of beekeeping. If it's happened to you, I feel really, really bad. If you're in an area that it's very difficult to not have your bees poisoned, it's just terrible, and I feel for you. And I'm trying to avoid that. Anyways, thanks for watching. I hope your bees are well.